Ethiopia is now actually exporting a lot of things it used to simply import. There's been huge developments on things like wheat and rice, vegetables, fruits. There's a revolution taking place, and it's really, really fascinating.
Welcome to our channels, where we spotlight the most compelling stories shaping Africa's future. Ethiopia's food security revolution, from aid dependency to wheat exporter. Africa is often known for its reliance on foreign aid, but Ethiopia is changing that narrative by leading a new era of food self-sufficiency on the continent. Ethiopia is transforming perceptions of Africa as a region dependent on external assistance by ushering in a new chapter of food self-sufficiency. In recent years, decisive government actions have significantly increased agricultural output and established a foundation for enduring independence. Through targeted initiatives to eradicate hunger and stimulate economic progress, Ethiopia's move toward food sovereignty is attracting international recognition and challenging doubters.
Congratulations to Ethiopia and his Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. Great success in the sector of food security. You need the UN, we share the common goal, zero hunger. And that is really great progress the last few years in Ethiopia. For example, doubled the yield in the sector of wheat. Ethiopia becomes an exporter, and we support Ethiopia on his way to self-sufficiency. Ethiopia shows it is possible with investment in agriculture, with a strong leadership from Abiy Ahmed to reach zero hunger and food security for the people. So Ethiopia becomes something like a model for African countries and for the whole world.
Once a major wheat importer, Ethiopia has now become Africa's top wheat producer and a net exporter for the first time, thanks to large-scale dry season irrigation projects led by Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. This achievement has earned international recognition, including from the UN's Food and Agriculture Organization, for making wheat production central to national food self-sufficiency. Through the expansion of irrigated farming and the adoption of modern techniques, the country has significantly increased its wheat yield and marketable surplus. Ethiopia's annual wheat production has soared, and the nation has completely substituted wheat imports, reinforcing food and nutrition. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed recently confirmed that Ethiopia has overtaken Egypt, becoming the largest wheat-producing country in Africa and tripling Egypt's output. This success stands as a testament to Ethiopia's strategic agricultural policies and commitment to economic development. Prominent global figures such as Bill Gates and former African Development Bank President Akinwumi Adesina have praised Ethiopia's impressive progress, calling it a model for sustainable development in Africa. International partnerships have played a role, with initiatives like Technologies for African Agricultural Transformation delivering climate-smart agricultural technologies to millions of farmers.
One of our top flagship initiatives is called Technologies for African Agricultural Transformation. In other words, it's called TAAT. It has delivered climate-smart agricultural technologies for over 13 million farmers. And one of the ones is in Ethiopia. And when I spoke with Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Abiy at the time, I told him that we got the technologies that can allow Ethiopia to become entirely self-sufficient in wheat. And it's called heat-tolerant wheat varieties. We gave it to them, 65,000 metric tons we gave to them. So when I say 65,000 metric tons of seed, they started and they grew it on 5,000 hectares in 2018. Last year, they grew it on 2.2 million hectares. In less than 4 years, Ethiopia became 100% self-sufficient in wheat. That's a record.
The adoption of heat-tolerant wheat varieties has enabled Ethiopia to become entirely self-sufficient in wheat in less than 3 years, a record achievement. Beyond wheat, Ethiopia is now exporting products it once imported, including rice, vegetables, and fruits, signaling a broader agricultural revolution. The Green Legacy Initiative, launched by Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, has planted over 40 billion seedlings, many of them fruit-bearing, to combat deforestation, support sustainable agriculture and improve rural livelihoods. This focus on edible trees enhances food security, improves nutrition, and generates income for farming communities. The initiative is transforming Ethiopia's arid regions into breadbaskets and changing the narrative from fragility to resilience. Another successful program, Bounty of the Basket, Yeletru, aims to increase food production and guarantee food security at both household and national levels. Productivity in fish, dairy, eggs, chicken, and honey has risen sharply, with artificial insemination efforts expanding and honey production jumping significantly. These advances have enhanced the family meal basket and contributed to national self-sufficiency. Under Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's leadership, Ethiopia is not only advancing its own food security but also supporting Africa's broader push for self-reliance through resilience, reduced dependency, and sustainable growth. By boosting domestic production and embracing innovation, Ethiopia is protecting itself from global shocks and demonstrating that Africa can achieve food security and a prosperous future. The country has also strengthened its emergency response capacity by expanding strategic food reserves and building stronger internal humanitarian capabilities, pursuing not just food security but true food sovereignty in a changing world. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and be part of our family for more inspiring stories and updates on Africa's journey towards self-reliance and prosperity.